I'm going to say something I didn't think was going to happen. The Prius just lost traction. How does that even happen? It is a random Saturday afternoon, late June 2024. You and I are going looking for cars, trucks, motorcycles, just cool old stuff in the suburbs of Tampa, Florida. I live in a town called Apollo Beach on the eastern side of the bay. But the first thing I'm going to tell you is this little car I'm in right now, it's a little economy car. It's killer gas mileage. If you can be in that car, that's even better, because you can come back later on with your truck if you need to. Where we're starting is at a gas station, because we're going to fill this thing up. We're going to get a snack and a beverage to keep ourselves entertained as we're cruising. And then you and I are going to do the very first tip that I have for you in this video. And that is, if you're on the main road, get off the main road. Even if it's a block over, even if it's a half mile over, get off of the main road. Pull in here and get a beverage. But get off of that main road and get on the side roads. And as you're driving down those roads, look in the garages, the backyards, all that kind of stuff. As soon as we fill up this tank and my tummy, we'll get out on the road and get started. And depending on how optimistic you are, you might want to buy a lottery ticket while you're in here. Zero sugar, what kind of tomfoolery is that? Spiced, what the? I want a damn regular, okay. Whatchamacallit, Kansas. Classic side street in Florida. Everybody has these kind of trailers mixed with small houses. These are the roads you take. I just went one block off the main road. And depending on what you're looking for, this may or may not be something you're into. 2500 series, late 70s, F250. You can tell by the way things are kind of stacked up under it. See the cans of stuff? That it's been sitting for a minute. And he's kind of a gearhead. He's got a newer Ford in the driveway. Man, I'm glad I got the king size, whatchamacallit. Tip 2, go to places you've been before and you remember a car from there, and just check on it again. 2 Corvettes up around the corner here. There's a C4 and a C5. Early C4s are worth practically nothing. They double in value if you like do an oil change. But up around this corner, C4 and a C5. The C5 is kind of a soft spot for me because this one is a ragtop and it's also in pewter metallic, which is, we had a WS6 in that color, and so let's turn around, boots. You know, most of the time you don't see cars down here by the water. And if you do, you don't really want to get them, because all the salt water and all that. There you go. Now, let me get a big zoom going here. That gray one is, if we're being honest, not worth a whole lot. But the other one, the champagne silver one, that's probably, if it's a good running car, that's a few $1,000s. Let's go over there and talk to him, because she just looked out and saw me out here. I'd like to go over and explain. Score! The owner remembered me. His wife she had the impression I was stalking. I rolled down all the windows and waved, so I looked a bit more friendly. And about that time, her husband came out. He does have both cars for sale now. One of them's an early C4. The other one is a pewter 99 Vet convertible, just an LS1 automatic. The early C4 is not worth a whole lot, and we discussed that, and he knows that. The C5, it's not the most desirable version. It's a base with a ragtop and an auto, but still has some value to it. I made sure that he knew, as you should do too whenever you're working on a deal, that the deal could happen very quickly. I'm not the sort of person who's going to say, okay, when I get my tax return back, I'll give you $300 and so and so. Don't even show up at the guy's house if you're incapable of doing the deal. Don't think you're going to get half price on something. If you're not within the same, a certain ballpark amount what you think it's worth and what he's willing to take, it's best to just be nice and leave. But I think we're going to work out something on a deal getting both of them, because I can show up with the trailer, pop one on it, take it home, I live close, and then go back and get the other one, take it too, and he'll have some more room in the yard and a little jingle in the pocket. You guys ever seen ibises? Cool little birds. They just get in your yard and chomp on bugs. Whenever you see a community like this, whether it be trailer park or small homes or whatever, stop every single time, go down every road. because there's stuff hiding in here. This is kind of old school what happened in Florida for a whole bunch of years. You got people who bought just an inexpensive place down here and just turned it into their little home. Doesn't cost much to live here. I came down through here the other day and saw a Mercedes golf cart that was done just like an SL from like the 80s style, when there would have been like a 323 8500. Also, I saw this locally for sale in our paper. It's a little, first of all, it's really, really clean in person. And it's been with these people for a very long time, but it's a 4-door, and I think they want like $12K for that. Arguably, that's a little steep. That's a little optimistic. What the heck is Hunani? Should I even ask that in mixed company? Or was that woman who liked Gilligan on Gilligan? No, that was Leilani, which stood for beautiful flower. There it is. The Mercedes golf cart. I want that thing way more than anyone should want anything. Check that out, though. It's basically a Roadster. Just take the top off and you got a Roadster Benz. Scan left to right. Keep doing it. Look way back in there. Look in the garages. Look for speed bumps. God! What? Did you see that? Of course, a Prius has a backup alarm on it because it's like, it's got a payload in here, you see? Now, let's do a little zooming. 63 Pimpala, yo. I can't really go behind the house because there's another house back there, but man, that thing's been sitting there for a long time. Try to back up. See if it's a crew cab or a two-door. It's crew cab. It's a 4-door post. Looks like a 4-door post. See, the one thing that's really deceiving down here, everybody thinks that a Florida car is going to be totally rust-free. But man, when it sits under these trees like this, those needles and palm fronds and stuff fall down and they kind of lay on the top of the car, especially the roof. And man, if they stay on there a while, it will eat the roof off of the car along the drip rails. I mean, they're just gone. The old Jeep. A little zoom going on that there. Yeah, that one right there. That's what I'm talking about when it comes to Florida. It looks like, wow, it's just got surface rust on it, but man, you just never know. You start looking at these closer and they're just smoked. Early 80s. I'm gonna zoom out a little bit. Early 80s F-250. I guess you're gonna see that kind of a truck around when you see big things that need to be hauled. I mean, I know it's sure as heck not gonna haul any of those things, but yeah, I've never looked at the oh, now that's weird. We have Ford represented there, Jeep represented there, and the top of the bed is just gone from rust. But look right around the corner here. Man, that's a good looking Dodge. I have to get more zoom on that. Man, I would drive that. That's a good looking truck. It's also a 3/4 ton. Huh, I just saw somebody pulling into that house where the 63 Impala's sitting. And I'll see if he speaks English or if I speak enough Spanish. No vende. Now see, dude, that one's another 3/4 ton extended cab long bed. That's kind of my soft spot right there, man. I love me some long beds with the extended cab. It's huge. Won't even fit in a car wash. Anyway, the guy said the 63 Pimpala was his son's and it's not for sale. I totally get it. Hope he's able to bring it back around. Seemed like a nice family. You could tell this little side road that we're on used to be the main road. Cause see that building? Old gas station. They used to have a house kind of built onto it, so you never had to really leave. You just had your business and home there in one. That was surreal. I just got into a top speed run with an F-150. or may not have happened. Okay, admittedly, I'm in an area where it looks like they would find the body, or maybe just a torso. But over there, can you make out C4 Corvette right there? Yeah, but see what I mean? This looks like exactly where they would find the body. Burnout marks in the middle there. Some kind of fire over there. Several old Mercedes, and that white one, what are you gonna say, that's 60s or late 50s? Little bitty fin there. Yeah, they're burning the remainder of the torso right over there. That's pretty cool. But I want to really get off this road because I don't want them to find me back here like in 2036 or something. We found a tibia amongst the brush. Tina Marie is the name of this road. She did that song Lover Girl back in the 80s.
When the push comes to shove and you need a little love, let me put some rock into your world.
She spelled her name Teena. Not to be confused with Tina Louise, who played Ginger on Gilligan's Island. My second choice to, of course, Mary Ann. I don't know, there's a good argument for being with Lovey Howell too, because you just off Thurston and you are set, man. You are so set. I kind of dig it. Well, I just saw another C4 Corvette sitting in somebody's yard. I'm to the point where I'm not even going to ask about those anymore because, man, the bottom just fell out of that market. Nobody cares, especially the pre-LT1 cars like 90 on back, the Crossfire injection 84 and the tune port injection from 85 to 90 maybe. Anyway, the TPI generally is just, there's no value to those cars at all. It's weird because they used to, but I think it's because the C5 was just such a huge leap forward that nobody wanted the C4 anymore. Another really quick tip is whenever you're out and you see a car that you're very interested in, you may not be able to get the exact street address, but maybe pass the mailbox, take a picture of the mailbox, and then when you come to the very first cross street, take a picture of the two signs together. That'll really help you get back. It's like doing a waypoint on your GPS or something, which, by the way, if you can do a waypoint, that's better. But I always take pictures if I'm ever in doubt because I forget stuff. I will totally forget where the car was located. So make sure you can take 1,000 pictures with your phone. Why don't you go ahead and just use the memory? That's why you bought it. I've found some of the best areas if you're trying to find cars are some of the southern states that lie between, let's say, like Kentucky and Florida, and over to the east as well, and a bit to the west. Think Alabama, both of the Carolinas, Virginia, Louisiana, Georgia, Tennessee. All those states, try to find a really main interstate, like a 75 that goes north and south all the way up north of Kentucky, all the way down into Florida. Find a road like that, and then find a road that parallels that road, because often that was the road that went between those states before the interstate was built, meaning that there's a lot of population along those roads, but it's still kind of off the main drag, which means you'll find a whole lot of cars and trucks and motorcycles and people who just kind of sell stuff out of their yard. And I have bought so much stuff that way, or traded or whatever. And that's probably the best tip in the entire video. Whenever you see a main road between two cities, take another road that parallels that road, and especially if it's the previous road, like this is so-and-so road and this is old so-and-so road. Take the old one every single time if you can. You guys ever notice when you go into a junkyard, the new stuff, the stuff that they just got is right at the very front? Likewise, the older stuff is in the very back. They kind of shove it in the back there because it's been so long that it's just been sitting there. It's the same way with people's private property on their farms and stuff. When you look up in the front of the property, you'll see probably what they drive every day. Then you may see the truck that stopped running 3 or 4 years ago. But way back along that fence line, kind of tucked in among the trees, that's grandfather's truck back there that hasn't run since '87. And that's the one you want to look at. So you have the tendency to just kind of go buzzing down these roads that don't look like they have much on them. Resist the urge to go flying through here. Slow it down a little bit and take some time to look to the very back of the property, along fence rows, look inside barns and stuff. Now, once again, you're not trying to stalk people, you're not trying to freak them out, but you are wanting to see the things that are visible if you just pay very close attention, because that's how the cars get found. You know, there's a car that's sitting just inside the garage or inside the barn, just on the other side of their daily driver F-150. So you got to pay very close attention, and don't be afraid to really scan the area. There's nothing wrong with that. Don't slow down so much that you freak somebody out and they report you, or, you know, God knows something else could happen too. Just be careful of that. But if you do run across somebody and you start talking to them, be very open, be very friendly, and say something that lets them know that you are really into the kind of car they have there. Might. That's, I'm not sure why that's sitting there. There is no one out here for miles. Looks like this maybe slid off somebody's trailer on purpose or accidentally. And here it sits. This is bizarre. I have to document it though. I gotta admit, the steering wheel's kind of cool. So it's custom in there. That's kind of cool still. Yeah, I'm thinking that they just had a whole bunch of garbage in here and they just did a hole shot out here and dumped it. That's pretty cool. This is so weird. This is how they do out here, man. And me being the cheap dude I am, I'm seeing if there's anything cool on it. I'll get some numbers there. That should tell us the ownership. Expires 0104. It's been expired 20 years. What is that thing? 5/24/24. Statute boat was abandoned. Some kind of city or county thing. Manatee County. Abandoned boat or vehicle. Wow. Somebody else must have checked it already. Said, yeah, he meant to dump it here. Oh, wow. I'd say we fire it up and drive it home. Yeah, that's pretty cool right there. Huh. Gauges are gone. I just looked up. I don't know if you could tell in here. Every cow in that field is staring at me. Every single cow. That white one over there is like, what you doing, man? There's my feet. Oh, they're running now. They probably think, oh, poor guys. I'm totally cool. I like chicken much more. I wonder if I could cut up that hole and turn it into something cool. One thing's for sure, I could cut it up, but I would probably just leave it in my yard for the next 12 years, really agitating my girlfriend. I saw a baby bunny rabbit. Oh, so cool. I just found myself at the Florida Railroad Museum. I've been here a long time ago. I have another video all about that, but you can go for rides on some of the train stuff they have here. This is in Parrish, Florida. P-A-R-R-I-S-H. I know some of you right now are saying, you've not run across anything awesome. any holy grail cars whatsoever, but what I'm trying to show you in this video is that you don't find those on every trip. You find them on a trip now and then, hopefully, but most of the time you got to get yourself into the habit of looking for them. The habit of taking that side road, the habit of not being in a hurry to get where you have to go, and that means you have a little more time to, if you see an old car, you can actually stop, because I guarantee you, the first time you think, oh, I'll check it out on the way home, that's going to be the one you're going to regret not stopping for. So basically what I'm saying is, just when you're out on these trips like this, get into the habit of paying attention, taking the side roads, just looking back into people's property, looking back behind barns. As you go past something, make sure you see it from this angle and this angle. It's just really important to pay lots of attention. We're not home yet. We have about another 10 miles, and I'm gonna try. Ooh, there's a side road right there. Gotta walk the walk, people. I'm gonna turn around and go to that one right now. There's a perfectly good recliner over there. I should get that. No, I shouldn't. My girlfriend would kick my butt. I'm so susceptible to things like that. I tell you right now, man, these are the places that haunt my dreams. You don't really see anything right there. There's nothing to really look at. But I just feel like back in there, there's something that has been sitting there for decades. And it's something cool, and it's been sitting protected. And you can't see it from the road. It's probably just a split window Stingray, fuel injected. Keep driving. Well, that's random. He's got lights on it and has it parked in his yard. You know, that actually doesn't look bad. It looks pretty solid, the fenders and all that. But I'm gonna continue going down this road if it has stuff like that on it. I'm already trying to figure out what the heck I'm gonna do with 2 more Corvettes in the backyard. They say you can't have too many cars. They're not code enforcement. Code enforcement says you can indeed have too many cars. I'm gonna stop up here and picnic, get a barbecue sandwich if they're still open. It's like 8 o'clock at night. Well, as the day draws to a close, I have things I have to figure out. How I'm gonna make more room for more cars in the backyard. How I'm gonna keep my girlfriend from noticing that I've put more cars back there. I gotta do some inventory reduction. Ladies and gentlemen, it's the Sean Roberts Inventory Reduction Sale. All prices have been slashed, especially on C4s. I will hook you up. Well, it certainly appears as if this day is drawing to a close. Quite nice close, too. I have to go in there now and convince my girlfriend it's okay to have 2 more Corvettes when there are already 3 of them. You guys wish me luck. I'm trembling. See ya.